Yeah, well, they definitely had a blitz package that we weren't necessarily prepared for. But at the same time, we had kind of talked about different stuff that they could do. So, obviously we had some unscouted looks, but I thought the offensive line did a great job of picking those guys up, even though they were hitting in gaps that they hadn't hit so far this season. And so it's about just being on communication throughout the game and making adjustments. I thought we did a good job of that.
And then the cameras caught you counting to 4 on your hands. I wonder if that had anything to do with your ranking on the NFL Top 100 this offseason.
I think there was like 4 touchdowns in the game, I think, at that point.
Let's go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Congrats, Pat. 2 really unique touchdowns went to Anthony Sherman and then later in the game to Eric Fisher. I was wondering if you could just kind of go through both plays, how the recipient reacted, especially Fisher toward the end there, who was really uncommon to see him score.
Yeah, the first one, the Sherm, we'd actually had ran it my first year starting against the Patriots, and they had accidentally covered it because the guy was just following the ball, and so we kind of been hanging on to that one, trying to find the right opportunity. And I thought Coach Reed did a great job of calling it there on that down a distance and to get that touchdown. Coach Reed and Coach Bieniemy, and so that one was good. And then the other one was a play that we worked on in training camp that we had drawn up, and I thought Fish did a great job of reporting and then making a heck of a catch because he was more open in practice. So, I had to throw it there high for him, and he made a great catch on it.
Let's go next to Herbie. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Patrick, along those same lines there, Coach Reed had mentioned earlier that he was a little nervous that Fisher had to jump up there to make that catch. What about you? What were your feelings when you threw that ball a little high?
Yeah, I actually in practice, there was one time I threw it high just to see how much range he had. Because most times he was wide open. I could just throw it right to his chest. But I thought he did a great job. The dude's an athlete. That's the reason that he's playing his position so well for so long. But I'm sure he'll be talking about it for years to come. So I'm glad he got in the end zone.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Patrick. What made tonight a good game to bust out some of those plays we hadn't seen before? The pass to Sherm, the pass to Fisher, that kind of wildcat pass you ended up throwing. And also, you were really good tonight against the blitz. 3 touchdowns, I think. Why so good against that kind of pressure tonight?
Yeah, first off, the plays that we ran, I think we just got in the right situations. Last week against the Chargers, we weren't in the right situations to run some of the plays that we had. So I thought AB and Coach Reed did a great job of dialing them up at the right time. And at the same time, I thought guys executed at a very high level on those plays. And then so you said the second part of your question. Oh, the blitz. Okay, I got you. So against the blitz, same thing. First going against our defense. When you're going through training camp against Coach Spags, you're getting a heavy dosage of blitzes from everywhere. And so I thought guys accepted that challenge in training camp, and it paid off today. We might not necessarily have seen that exact blitz, but we had seen blitzes with fire zone pressures and cover zeros, and guys sped up their routes. The O-line gave me enough time because when they're bringing extra people, they're getting big and really swelling up, and I gave me enough time to put the ball downfield and let these guys make some plays.
Let's go next to Matt McMullen. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Patrick. Just what can you say about your defense tonight? When you guys were scoring all these touchdowns, they were holding Lamar and the Ravens' offense to 3 and outs over and over again, getting the ball back in your hands.
Yeah, that's a dynamic offense. Our defense did a great job of accepting the challenge. Everyone was talking about how they were going to run it down their throat the entire game, and they made it not happen. They might have given some yards there at the end of the game, but for the most part of that game, they were stuffing it, getting 3 and outs, and getting the ball back in our hands. And I think if we wouldn't have put the defense in such bad situations those 2 times in the second half, they wouldn't even have given up that many points.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Patrick, I have 2 questions for you. The first is, what was your favorite play from tonight's game on offense? And then secondly, you never want to see a teammate have to be rushed to the hospital like Andrew Wiley, but what does it say about Mike Remmers to come in and still give you good protection because the Ravens blitz so much?
Yeah, it's great preparation on Remmers' part. Obviously, we're I don't know what's out or what's not out, so I can't really say as much as what's at the end. Wiley going to the hospital, but glad that he's doing okay and everything like that. And then for Remmers to step up and really, against a really good defense that blitzes a lot and be prepared and then accept the challenge every single play against a great defensive line. I thought he did a great job, and it shows that we have depth at that position. I mean, we have a lot of guys there that I really trust can come in and protect me and give me time to make these throws to these guys.
Got time for a couple more guys.
I didn't answer your second question about the favorite play. My favorite play probably was the one to McCole, just because we had drawn it up. We didn't want the kind of that zero type fire zone pressure. We had drawn it up, especially for this team, and I thought he did a great job of running the route. And EB had kind of mentioned it earlier in the game, and we called it at the right time and made a big play on it.
Got time for a couple more. Go with Jeremy Fowler and then Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Hey, Patrick, with as creative as his offense was tonight and has shown to be, how has that challenged you to improve as a quarterback, whether it's with different arm angles or just mastering the nuances of things?
I mean, Coach Reed's never going to be stagnant. He's going to keep putting in more and more plays. He's going to keep challenging us every single day, and that's what makes it fun. You get in here, it's not the same game plan every single week. We honestly have a new game plan from top down every single week, and that goes with the preparation that our coaches have. Coach Reed, Coach Bieniemy, Coach Kafka, Coach G. Lou. I mean, all those guys, Coach McCullough, they do a great job of really scouting out and giving us a great game plan so that we can go out there and execute at a high level.
Last to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Patrick, your numbers in the month of September are unreal. 10-0, 32 passing touchdowns, 0 interception. Is there something specific about the month of September that you want to start off the season on the right foot?
Yeah, I think it just goes to the training camp that we run. We run a tough training camp, and it prepares us to get off to a hot start. I think what we can learn from last year is we kind of had the same start almost exactly coming off the Ravens game, and then we dropped a couple games. And we have a great opponent coming up in the New England Patriots, and so we're going to keep moving on and keep going and knowing that we're going to have a great challenge this week ahead.